Well, because they don't make the right kind of decisions. Sometimes people decide things and they stick with them, and sometimes people decide things they don't stick with. When somebody, gets an allergy test and discovers that they're allergic to some food, and that's what's making them sick. Some people make a decision and never eat it ever again. And some people try to stay away from it and end up getting sick repeatedly, and they're just different kinds of decisions. And when you make life-changing decisions, right, it should be a long movie, because otherwise, you go, well, now this year I'm going to really start exercising, and you buy a gym membership and never go to the gym. That I knew a guy that owned 3 of Gold's gyms, and he told me that 60 to 70% of the people bought the membership every year and never went to the gym. That he said it's good for me, but he said it's terrible for them. It's because they don't envision themselves doing it like they do everything else. The same people brush their teeth every day without fail. They don't make a New Year's resolution, I'm going to brush their teeth, and then never brush them. They can't imagine it. We shit in the toilet. We don't just shit randomly around the house because that's something that we made a decision was a good idea, because otherwise we have to clean it up. And when people make long-term decisions, they need a long-term movie that has the same commitment and the same ease with which they do everything else. People who go to the gym and exercise, it's almost unthinkable not to, because they get used to it. They build the neurocortical pathways that go, at this time, whatever, 3 days a week or 5 days a week or whatever it is, I'm going to go do this, and they go do it. And it becomes a part of their life as much as everything else is. If you eat breakfast regularly, if you do this regularly, you put on clothes regularly, you don't walk out of the house 3 days of the week nude and go, oh shit, I should have put clothes on. That we have all of these things that we do naturally. And when people make this decision, they go, I made a big decision, I'm going to diet starting at New Year's. But, they always talk about starting. They don't make a plan to do it and make it a part of their life as much as they make a part of everything else in their life. And they needed a long-term movie where they see themselves doing it and see the positive effect, and that the idea of not doing it becomes unthinkable. So that, if you have an appointment, and you wipe it off of your iPhone, right? And like the thing with having this meeting, when it popped up, the reminder, I wiped it off my iPhone. It kept popping back up every 10 minutes. Like, hey, this is coming up. This is coming up. This is coming up. So you need that same kind of reminder. It's time to go to the gym. The gym's getting closer, blah, 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 go to the gym. And, the big New Year's resolutions are always about dieting. And people plan to diet, but they never plan to stay on the diet. They never figure out what they're going to do. If they overeat once, they go, I broke my diet, and then it's gone. They don't get out of free jail cards like you do that says, well, if you break the diet, you get right back on it, because if I lost 5 pounds, I can lose 10. All I have to do is go back on the diet and start again. And it should become unthinkable that to do otherwise. And, and dieting, it's just more exercise and portion control. And, it's a $1 billion industry based on having excuses to not do that. It's now something like 55 billion a year people spend trying to avoid actually dieting. They take injections, they do all these things. And of course, as soon as they stop taking them, the weight comes back. They have all kinds of things on TV and memberships and Weight Watchers and frozen meals and everything under the sun. And, the big secret is if you eat less and exercise more and do it consistently over time, you can find the right groove to be the right weight. And a lot of people want to be too skinny and instead of, strong. And, as the years go by, you'll discover the stronger you are, the better. That the trick is to want to be healthy, not small.